Hey, everybody.
Hello there.
Damn it, Josh.
It's happening every
All
time.
right, so we are here with the gentleman from the worst comic podcast ever. You go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Jerry McMullen.
I'm John Holloway.
And they are here currently with the Hero Initiative. So we are here at Planet Comicon 2018, 2018, however you want to say it. But what booth are you guys in currently?
We are at 1030, 1030.
10:30? It's 6:18, actually.
I know. I was never good with time.
There's that joke.
Right.
Sorry.
You guys are at 3800. What time is that?
Oh,
That's in the future sometime.
I know, it's always
Tomorrow.
14, it's right. It's 2 p.m. tomorrow. That's what time it is. We're going to have a hard time with that.
Will you explain to anybody who might not know on the podcast what the Heroes Initiative is?
Absolutely. Hero Initiative is a federally recognized nonprofit that raises funds for comic book creators in times of financial need. A lot of times the creators were paid by the page, the story, the issue, and there was no royalties, no residuals, no 401k. And like a lot of other people, sometimes comic book creators struggle to pay their bills at the end of the month. And so Hero was established as a way to provide an emergency relief fund for those creators in times of need.
For a lot of creators, especially artists, creating comics is a very physical task. It's a very physically demanding task. And when they have medical issues, they can't necessarily both do the comic book work and keep up with what they need to do medically. And so a lot of times we're there to fill in that gap until they can get back to doing work again. I know that Hero has also helped. I think we had a comic book creator whose studio burned down or had a fire and damaged a lot of, you think of all the art supplies all of these creators have, all that stuff burns out. You can't just go back and, I guess I'll just go buy all that stuff again. Yeah, that's a lot of money. So for us to be able to help that person and get them back up and going again was a big deal. And for those of us who grew up loving comics, this is our way to give back to those creators who supported us with all the amazing stories that shaped a big part of who we are.
That is great. Yeah, as somebody who's lost a couple of things, just due to like theft, it's almost like you don't even want to put the money back into it, almost, because like if something terrible happens, you're like, oh, I already did this, like, and it would be nice to have. You have like insurance for that, but you guys are comic book insurance almost.
Well, and I was gonna say, what's stopping this from becoming something bigger where there are a lot of groups. I see them a lot more with like churches. A lot will have a group insurance policy essentially where you pay into this idea that if somebody within that church, that congregation needs assistance or help, then it pays out accordingly for that to help lend aid. And it's usually far cheaper than insurance premiums and far more effective when managed correctly. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it could still classify as a nonprofit at that point in time, but
yeah, it's challenging because we're covering artists of all different generations. The basic requirement to qualify is you have to have been active in the comic book industry for 10 years or more. For both of the heroes, there's a fundraising committee and a distribution committee, and they're both made up of comic book professionals. So they know who's been working in the business, who's done what, and sometimes they do say no to a request. They can't help everyone. Sometimes they do have to prioritize based upon need and based upon what they've done within the community. So
yeah, absolutely. And that's, it's a kind of triage sort of thing in terms of what they can do. But it isn't something where somebody, not that they don't deserve help, but where somebody said, oh, I've self-published a 3-page comic. Yeah, that's not what the Hero Initiative is for. So yeah. And now we have the third, 1/3
awesome.
roughly
up on that a little bit, Josh?
by personality, not necessarily by volume, member of our podcast.
our West Coast member.
That's right.
Yeah, you guys will hear this 2 hours later.
Or days later, whatever.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Cullen Stapleton. I'm the third member of the Worst Comic Podcast Ever. And really glad to be here. Appreciate you guys inviting us.
And Cullen was really, for us, the OG of our Hero Initiative representation. And he was the main Kansas City guy while he was here. Back in the days where the Hero Initiative at a con would mainly, the money they walked away would mainly come from us, the three of us. It was really just a way for us to give money to the Hero Initiative and get into the con.
Yeah, we were volunteering for them when they were called A Commitment to Our Roots,
which spelled out
actor. And so that caused a lot of confusion in the branding, and so they eventually were like, we get it, because they'd hear it from everybody. Like,
are we helping actors?
We are 100% behind what you say you're doing, but we are confused visually about what is happening. And so anyway, we have been super, super grateful to be associated with this organization. It has given us like unbelievable experiences. John and Jerry got to come up last fall, and we worked Rose City Comicon, and we sat for 3 days with Dave Gibbons. And
Dave freaking Gibbons.
Yeah, that doesn't suck. And so we got to hear him tell stories about how he and Alan Moore created The Watchmen, and how he begrudges no one for continuing those stories as they're doing with Doomsday Clock, but those aren't his stories, and that he's very happy with what he and Alan produced, and for him that was the story they wanted to tell. And so getting to hear someone who is directly responsible for creating one of the most pivotal stories in the medium, that really helped change the tone of what everyday comics read like, to just hear him basically say, it's okay, just go on. If you want to like it, you should like it. And I don't have anything to do with that, and that's okay. It was awesome. And so, these are the types of things that we wouldn't have ever had the opportunity to do otherwise, sitting next. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, and Dave's been a guy who's been a huge supporter of the Hero Initiative, and he gets why it's there, and he recognizes the history of comics and all these people before him that have made contributions. And Ty Templeton, who is with us today, who, if you own a comic book collection of almost any size, you probably got some Ty Templeton in there somewhere. He's a guy who's worked as a writer, as a penciler, as an inker, he's done covers, he's done colors,
coloring, yeah.
He's done lettering even. I mean, he's done a little bit of everything. And Ty is a guy who is a student of the history of comics. He loves the trivia of comics. He loves the personalities of creators. And so for him, this is a big deal. And he keeps track of, he knows the people that Hero Initiative has helped. He's worked with those people. He's met those people. And so, and he's not shy about telling folks when they come up, okay, awesome, I'm glad to do your autographs. Put some money in the bucket. And people do that. Dan Jurgens, who is here, has been a super huge supporter of the Hero Initiative.
Right. Howard Chaykin, who's on the Hero board, he's been at Planet Comicon in the past. If you're at his table, he almost demands he will shame you into giving a donation, and make sure that it's a very healthy donation.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Yeah, that's one of the things that have been a real game changer for the Hero Initiative, is the allowing for these donation buckets to be placed on the creator tables. And so when you're up there, and not every creator has one, and that has nothing to do with who's willing to help or not. Like, it really has nothing to do with it. There are just certain individuals who go out of their way to really want to help the Hero Initiative. And so anytime that your listeners come to a table of a creator and they see that bucket, every little bit helps. Like, there are still health insurance plans that have $5 co-pays for your month's worth of medicine. And so when you're like, oh, I only have $1 to toss in, well, if 5 people toss $1 in, somebody that we really love and care about, can get their meds. So keep an eye open for that.
So one of the things that I find very impactful, at my place of employment, we have a charity fund for other people that are employed by us. one of the things I find very huge are stories. Do you guys have any stories of examples for where the Heroes Initiative have come through for someone you know or someone that's affected you or anything like that?
It is challenging because generally when a creator is coming to Hero to ask for help, they're at the lowest point in their life. So Hero tries to respect the privacy of those individuals. Now, several of the individuals have come forward afterwards and shared their story. We had a artist at our table 2 years ago by the name of Carl Moline, who had done a lot of work on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer comics. And about 5 years ago, he had to have a kidney transplant. And Hero was able to step in and help get him the prescription meds that he needed post kidney transplant in order to stay healthy and get back on his feet to where he can get back to working again.
Yeah, and if you go out to the website, to heroinitiative.org, there are little 2 and 3 minute vignettes of creators who have been directly helped by the Hero Initiative. And like Jer said, for a lot of years, it was just kind of taken care of under wraps. It was just handled differently. And then finally, really, with Gene Colan, we were able to help Gene with some medical expenses. And he was really one of the first truly, amazing artists and creators who said, I'm 100% committed to making a video so we can help spread the word about the Hero Initiative. And from there, then people started seeing that you could be an advocate as well as being a recipient. And anyway, and it's super. So anyway, heroinitiative.org will definitely get you the stories that you're looking for.
And check out the website. There's a PayPal link if ever you want to make a donation. There's also a link to an eBay feed. A lot of times they get original art donated, so they put it up for sale. If you ever do any shopping on eBay, sometimes you can get a really good deal if no one has bid on something. It's a great way to get original artwork.
Now, how long has the Hero Initiative been around? What was the establishment?
It's like 2001
Yeah.
is when they were established and as a commitment to our roots. And then I believe it was 2005 when they went ahead and changed to the Hero Initiative.
Very cool.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Well, we definitely appreciate all the hard work you guys do. I love this. As much as we come to this con, this is really, worst comic podcast ever is con. You guys are the ones that when we came here, it was the names we heard all the time, and it's something that
Have you been talking to our mothers and family again? Because they're the only ones that knew.
It's maybe probably mutual friends.
Fair enough.
Right. Yeah. But it is to be able to see people leading panels and discussions and stuff like that. It's inspiring for us as a podcast too to see that kind of level of success here, and then see the other things you guys do as well besides just the podcasting, besides just your day jobs. You're also helping out something like the Hero Initiative, and that's very commendable, and I love seeing that.
It is a passion project for us. We grew up reading comics. Our friendship came about because of comics. We all met in the first week of 7th grade, and I had Cullen in like 5 of my 7 hours, and John was in 4 of my 7 hours. And once we realized that we all like comics, we were like best friends. And everything that we've done since then has started with comics. When we first got our driver's license, we took turns driving each other up to Clint South to buy our weekly comics.
Right.
When we've been in each other's weddings and stuff, we end up getting comic book gifts from each other. So
for sure.
It's just been a
I got you
focus
that
of
issue you wanted a long time ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And so this is our way, sure, admittedly, some of it was, let's do this as a way to get into the con for free. But over time, this has become a true project for us that we come in here knowing we're going to be working all weekend long, and we're fine with that.
Yeah,
we're
totally.
excited about that.
Right.
We look forward to it. The last 3 years, we've had artists at our table, which makes it even more fun getting to welcome someone into our city and into our show and let them see what it's like here in Kansas City.
Take them out for barbecue, which is nice because then we get to eat barbecue.
I am barbecue-less so far this weekend.
You're just not trying. I mean, you're not trying.
I'm
You're
about
in
to dump
Kansas
barbecue
City
sauce on our Thai food that we're going to go out for tonight. Like,
Kansas City's also well known for its Thai food. We're not really well known for our Thai food, but I hope it's enjoyable.
You know, when we go to Omaha, we don't go for a salad. We go for a steak.
That's right. That's right. I do like the name, though, Sexy Nerd Science, that you have. And I would say of the three of us, if we were to claim one each of those names, I'd be Science. And I'm going to let Cullen and
This is ridiculous.
let Cullen and Jerry fight over
I'm
Sexy and Nerd.
I have such a confrontational relationship with photography that these two are ridiculous.
Who of us
Anyway.
has the most offspring, though? That's you, baby. That's you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, somebody's going to get pregnant when I come to town. I don't know. I don't know where this conversation's going, but
Jason Momoa's here, so there's a lot of folks ovulating. So let's be careful.
Right.
Let's just
No worries. No
let's
worries.
be careful.
No worries.
that's a question we're always asked. You know, there's three of us now, so there, you
Right.
know, who's who, and I'm just like, you know, the beauty of the reason why we chose that is because it can literally be any of the three of us at any point in time.
Right.
It's a sliding scale. I got you.
And I love it. Like, to be able to make the transition from like someone, you know, like, oh yeah, I'm a science teacher in high school. Like, that's cool. But you can, the way you do it, the way you can motivate kids to learn
Is by
at
being
the time of
sexy.
learning, you could be, you know,
Right. That's my
this
secret.
appealing
With those
you know,
new glasses.
When you think sexy, you think
Yes.
sex appeal. You think the appeal to the subject. Geek is chic, and it is definitely something where I'm sure, you know, I became a physics major just for the girls.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
So,
I think we've got chemistry.
He's been waiting
That's a
all
dad
weekend to
joke.
use
Yeah,
that.
it's
This relationship has some momentum.
That's why we keep him in the classroom,
That's right.
teaching the youth.
but
Puns are a valuable life skill.
Yeah,
so long as you're teaching and not corrupting, Socrates was killed for that. So.
Right. Very
Right.
true.
He was punished.
Socrates.
Sorry.
No, it's great. I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know how much more time you guys have, but
I don't know. Right across from us. There's this board game, Mr. Bacon's Big Adventure, and I'm super interested in checking out the price of that because the principal at the school I teach at is Mr. Bacon.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you guys.
I bet if you told them that you knew us,
Right.
they'd cut you a deal.
His
I don't
license
know that.
plate.
No.
So his just randomly selected license plate, and it's a 3-digit number and 3 letters, right? Is 001 FKR. I'm not joking. He gets it, he gets home, and his wife's like, "You can't have that license plate." Like, one FKR, like you're a principal of a high school.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna drive to school every
Number
day,
one
and you're gonna be
effer.
the number one effer at the school. At the school, but he's so nice and unassuming. He would never go back and return it. So it's,
Hey,
it's
I
there. As
I
far as
can't have this. Like,
right. I literally can't have this. Okay, well, we're gonna give you 069 and then something else.
Right.
Like,
SXY.
LVR.
For sure.
Let's just make it worse.
One of the
Did you
things
say LVR?
One of the things that we love most about not only doing what we do, right, is that we have had the opportunity to make all these new friendships.
Yeah.
Right, and we include you guys in that. Like, one of the things that we always talk about, you know, is our tribe. And, you know, it's always great to bring, you know, new friends into the tribe and be able to share shared experiences. And
I mean, John was in the podcast 101 panel when we were
He was moderating the podcast.
or moderating, I guess. Yeah. No, was it?
Comicon.
Was
I don't
it-
think I was moderating,
He was
actually.
in it.
Were you
Iggy
in
was.
it?
Yeah,
I think
I
Iggy
think I
was
was
moderating.
kind of asked a
You
little
were
bit.
providing organization to a chaotic scene there.
I think that may be what
Wasn't
happened.
that the one where there was like 10 podcasters?
There was a
on
lot of
stage?
podcasts
I think
there.
it was 5 podcasters
Yeah.
on the stage at that point in time, and it was like everybody was trying to get something out, but we were like, hey, we could we could do this for an hour
These
every
10
week.
people can, we can. And
Right. Yeah. No
Yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we tell people.
So
Yeah. When we tell people like, I think I could do a podcast. We tell you shouldn't. Why?
Yeah.
Because we don't need the competition.
Right.
Well,
In
that's what I was
in
gonna
a
say.
week, you'll have caught up to us.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. There's 2 people so far that have come and been like, "Hey, what do you guys are a podcast?" And they're like, "How did you do?" And I was like, "Listen, man, we already put the groundwork in."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that.
That's why there's not a 101 panel here.
take some ownership.
Well, I mean, what?
Yeah.
So what podcast panel are you guys leading tomorrow? You said, right?
Well, we're doing our own podcast panel tomorrow.
Okay.
We're just recording a podcast in
okay.
front of an audience.
Yeah. Which
We did
it's-
that at
KCC.
a unnamed convention.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
So
A
convention that
that
shall not be named
without
later.
naming
Yeah, yeah.
to it.
Voldemort Con.
Right. But yeah,
a
so
con has no name.
Yeah.
we would love to see you guys there. It's 1 o'clock.
Yep.
1 o'clock. We can
Yeah.
make
Is
it
that
there.
right?
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
We give away a lot of stuff.
We do.
Yeah.
You guys have T-shirt cannons? We've been thinking about getting
I think you
T-shirt
mean
cannons.
I have
information
a
and
cannon
knowledge.
that can throw
Right.
T-shirts.
And we do have new
Oh.
T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
And
do.
on the
I saw
advice of the
those, yeah.
lawyer, we're not
Yeah.
supposed to use the weapons inside.
Right. So, but yeah, we'd love to see you
Yeah,
guys.
I couldn't get through the door. They wanted to put like just orange around the end of my arm because
'Cause
it's
these
like
guns
are
that
so
gun.
big.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. The
Did anyone
police
cave in by a boring company, not a flamethrower?
Yes.
Josh got one.
Yeah.
There
Nice.
might be one on order coming to Sex and Nerd Science.
There you go.
Right.
I'll make sure to bring it to the next con for scientific reasons.
There you
Only,
go.
only.
Only.
side.
Right.
Well, guys, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
letting
Yeah,
us get
definitely.
a little
Our
extra
pleasure.
word about Hero Initiative, and Jerry and I will be up your way again for
Comic-Con in
Comicon.
July.
Awesome.
You guys, you want to plug the website one more time?
HeroInitiative.org.
Perfect.
Yep. And if you're out and you want to check out our podcast page, or check us out on Facebook, is probably
Yeah.
the easiest way to share stuff out. Worst comic podcast ever. You search for that on Facebook and you'll find us. And we're on Twitter, and there's
and
a lot of.
Instagram is
I don't know if you guys know there's like
ever.
yeah, there's a lot of social media platforms.
Right.
Have you guys?
We're not
have
on
you guys seen
Tinder
that?
yet.
We're not on
Not on Tinder.
No.
They are, however,
WCPE. I don't
Swipe-
know which way.
swipe left or
is it
swipe
left?
right?
I don't know which way
I
is
think
good.
it's right if you want it.
Swipe left
is
if
bad.
Okay,
I believe.
left is
yeah.
bad.
So you
Okay.
swipe left to throw them away.
Get rid
Swipe
of 'em.
right
Right.
if you want to put them in
Which is
your
interesting
bank.
because left is a little more natural for me if I'm swiping with my right hand.
I think that's why they
think
do
that's why
it
they
because
do
they
it.
don't
Yeah.
want you to
You figure-
accidentally swipe right on
you got
somebody.
to concentrate, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yes.
Oh, wait a second.
No,
Um,
no. Yeah.
We do also have you guys as featured Sex and Nerds of the Month.
Yes.
Is it
Couple-
November?
It was either November or September, somewhere around then as
Yeah.
well.
Not my
Yeah.
first time as
So-
Mr. September. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well, we're thinking about doing a calendar,
Right.
so we'll have to get you guys
Right.
for that.
Yeah.
I don't.
We hope you photograph
There's a reason we
well.
work in audio. There's a
Right.
reason we work in
Yeah,
audio.
I don't know
Yeah,
that that'll
face
be a
for
big seller for
podcasting.
you,
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, exactly.
best of luck.
All right. Thank you guys very
Yeah,
much.
we appreciate it.
You guys.
Yeah,
Sure.
thanks.
Thanks, guys.